Hey y'all, this Dr. Lamb, Joseph Lamb, Simply Lamb. How you want to address me with simply truth? Welcome to our broadcast. Father God, right now in the name of Jesus, God, we tell you thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you, God, for the blood that runs through our veins. We thank you, God, for being God by yourself, God. We thank you for being merciful, right, all kind, Lord God. God, we thank you, Lord God, for being able to stand before your presence and to get a new outlook on something, Lord God. God, bless your people now, Lord God. Let them be used for your service in Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving. Okay. How y'all doing today? We're gonna go from for Deuteromy, the 8th chapter and the 18th verse, and it reads, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth." Now you might say, what you mean He give you the ability to produce wealth? God give you the mind. He give you he give you interpretations. He give you it's not necessarily not experiment. He give you he placed something inside your spirit where you birth it in your mind mentally. He might give you an idea. He might give you a restaurant plan. He might give you a blueprint. He might give you a plan on how to do something. You might be good with numbers. And you might be a musician, not musician, but thing with whoever do numbers, not calculate, but accountant. He might do numbers well. He might give you like he give you like a recipe per se. You know what I'm saying? In life, saying, and that's the mind. That's the mind. He gave it directly to you. Remember what I'm saying? Like, it's our cartoon coming for a minute. You ever seen a Smurf on TV? You got Papa Smurf, you got Smurf Fat, you have Brady Smurf, you got all type of Smurf, you got all, anytime you deal with something like the Thundercats, the cartoons, I'm saying, you got all, every character, it might be the same, but they all individual, they all have their own special gift. And like Captain Planet, you know what I'm saying? How Earth, Wind, Fire, all that stuff there. You know what I'm saying? They are different. They all come into one, but they all have different elements. They put together and make something work. Okay, God gave you the mind, the power to get well. I'm saying, to produce. That means I'm saying that means that God gave you something particular. You know what I'm saying? In your life, you know what I'm saying, well, nobody can't do it but you. It designed just for you. You know what I'm saying? You might have, it might be 18,000 people to make a sweet potato pie, but you the only one to make it just like that. Okay, that's your gift. That's your calling. That's the man he put inside you. So now you able to produce off that. That means that your gift, God give you, you know what I'm saying, it's not necessarily a gift because He love you, but sometimes your gift, you know what I'm saying, He give you, is also used to make room for you. I mean, I'm saying your gifts, I'm saying, sometimes to take care of us sometimes. So your gift sometimes is a tent to use to give you a tool in His life journey where you can always go to that. I'm saying you can always have a crutch outside that. I'm saying, like something to hold you up, or something to hold you up. So it's like it's a survival tool. A gift is another form of a survival tool. So God gives you the mind to produce. Produce, I'm saying, another word for produce, I'm saying, it's the wealth to prosper. So God give you the mind. Let this mind be in you that's inside Christ Jesus. So I mean, God give you a mind to produce. So I'm saying, about the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. He give you the mind to produce. I'm saying, that might say, so shall it be to go out of my mouth, it shall not return unto void. Speak it. So he give you the mind. He give you the main tool you need already to produce. That's our tongue, that's our hands, and that's our minds. Use it all together, you produce, and we have an abundance of things. So sometimes when you see other people blessed, it's not that God blessing them over He blessing you, but the reason between you and them is that I'm saying they know how to use their gift, their mind, their tongue, their hands to produce. They know how to make their gift work for them. They know how to, I'm saying, how to go get it. They know how to hustle. They know how to just exercise their gift. They realize, hey, this is what I got to use for myself, and so this is what I'm gonna use in my favor. You know what I'm saying? So they know how to use their hands, they know how to use their mouth, they know how to use their mind. So then they got another form of they got like a hustle-like mentality, not in a negative way, but in a positive way. In order to be a conqueror, I'm saying, in order to be a conqueror and be one that produce, You gotta be able to. You gotta know you're able to produce. You gotta produce in order to produce. So if you ain't producing, you won't know you know how to produce, and you'll be still stuck being dormant, doing nothing. So remember, God give you the mind, He give you the power, He give you the thought pattern to produce. You got to produce. Produce means you got to labor. That means if you don't work, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? That means that if you don't make a way, God ain't making a way for you. You know what I'm saying? You made one step, you know what I'm saying? God made two. That necessarily mean that I'm saying that as it means physical steps, that means that the effort, the mind, the state of producing, the state of like being sick and tired, the state of doing for yourself, the state of pushing yourself, the state, I'm saying, of like crawling, I'm saying, the state of being determined. I'm saying, everything that Jesus did inside the Bible, He did it based off the person's ability to produce. Him and the lady with the issue of blood, saying, she said, if I just touch the hem of His garment, that means she got her mind state made up that if I can just make myself get over there. You know what I'm saying? If I just make myself touch this garment, I'm saying, I know I'll be made whole. That means, I'm saying, the same thing in your life. I'm saying, if you just get yourself to say, if I just get myself this degree, if I just go ahead and get myself the training I need, if I just stay faithful over little stuff, I know God here honor me. You know what I'm saying? I know God. If I just tithe, you know what I'm saying? If I just do this, if I do this, I'm saying, produce. So when you're able, when you're inside a produced state, you know what I'm saying, God will allow you to produce because you kind of like activate, I'm saying, and walk in your calling of producer. We all are made to produce. I'm saying, we all are called to produce. We all are called to be laborers. I'm saying that's why God, I'm saying, that's why God, I'm saying, put man inside the garden to till the ground. I'm saying we all are called to work. You know what I'm saying? And be of service to God. I'm saying because we just not here made to just sit here and just wait on God. I'm saying we wait on Him. You know what I'm saying, out of obedience and being obedient. I'm saying, and doing things He had called us to do. And so if you sitting there being obedient, I'm saying, so you can't sit there being obedient but not being producing. Because when you're obedient, you got to produce. And if you produce, I'm saying, you're doing God will. You understand what I'm saying to you? You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff work together. All that stuff works together. I'm saying, all that stuff work together. Everything that Jesus did inside about anybody He healed, He called for them to act and produce. Come in the room of wedding inside the Bible, saying they went out of wine and stuff, and so they called on Jesus. His mom called him, saying to Jesus, they have a big old wedding, and they ran out of wine, and Jesus told them, you know what I'm saying, what Mary said. She said, whatever He said do, y'all go ahead and do. And so He told them to go gather the pots and fill it with water. And so they had to act and produce. They had to go get and bring. And He was saying He did whatever He did. I'm saying that water wasn't water no more. It was good wine. And the king said, and the king said, and he said, well, did y'all say the best wine for the last? You know what I mean? He said, did y'all say the best wine for last? So I mean, God, anything we do with God, but anything God do something in major life, it calls for us to act or produce. So we got to produce. I'm saying, even though God gave us the gifts to produce, and He gave us the power, the will to give, we got to act. So we're not actions, are not adverbs, saying, but God was saying we can't get nothing from Him. We got to produce. We got to produce. We got to be faithful over a little bit. So how you expect God saying give you millions of dollars and He can't trust you with $100? You get $100 and you go get drunk with it. So you got to be faithful a little bit. So you got to be able to produce. You got to show produce. Another word produce is like to show account of. The show a record of. Saying, so if you're not able to produce that, how can God produce in your life? I'm saying, well, we're not producible. You know what I'm saying? We got to be producible in order for God to produce in our life. I'm saying, so He said He gives us the power of the mind to get wealth. So if we're not using our mind, how can He allow us to get over? How can He make ways happen for us? How can He encourage us or keep us? I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? How can we do anything? I'm saying, if we're not producing, if we just been doing, I'm saying, we got all these visions. Some of y'all, I'm gonna say, some people write down stuff down, but they write it down, but they don't act on it. They have thoughts in their head, and they say, well, you know what? I'm gonna have Pink Panther. You know what I'm saying? And they think about Pink Panther, and God gave it to them. He gave them the mind to see how to make it. He made it clear and all. They got Pink Panther in their head. You know what I'm saying? But they got it. But they haven't applied it. It's little by little. I'm saying, that mean they haven't got an EIN number. They haven't without on faith, you know what I'm saying, and got a map. They have wrote it down saying who they gonna service or what they haven't. You gotta make it plain. So God give us all this stuff. So God is trying to produce and get us where we want to be at. But it's not God that's moving slow, it's us that's moving slow. You know what I'm saying? God can't produce, you know what I'm saying, we're a non-producer. Okay, it takes us. God is not the forceful God. Everything God do, I'm saying, He do it. I'm saying He do it. He let us do it at our own pace. He let us humbly bow down before Him, humbly do it, humbly receive it, or humbly reject it. So God can give you $1 million plan, but if you don't use it, apply to make it work, it's like He ain't give you nothing. So they put you inside a place where you're dormant, a place where you're standing still, a place where there's no movement going on. And if He give you the mind and get wealth, or the mind produce, and you're not producing, you just sitting there. You know, sometimes I grow a lot of plants and flowers, and sometimes if I keep my plant inside a pot for so long, it's gonna be growing, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be good and full. But guess what? It's a bad thing about it. Plants and certain things are meant to multiply and overflow and spread. So if I got a pot and I got a flower pot and I got a plant in it, and the plant getting full, and I don't take the flower out that pot and put it inside a bigger plot and clear the weeds around it, it can't produce. It could be healthy, it could be all big and pretty, but if it's not growing, it's gonna lack. Sometimes plants kill themselves inside flower pot because they outgrow the pot. Some of y'all, I'm saying, it's not producing because you don't outgrow your spot or your pot, you know what I'm saying? And instead of you keeping your mind, keep the mind state and keep trying to push and produce more, you stuck inside that pot and now you're killing yourself. So leaves don't start turning brown and they fall off dead. I'm saying it's not as full as it used to be. Right? It's not full that it used to be because God don't stop blessing. It's not full as it used to be because you ain't growing. I'm saying you ain't growing and you ain't trying to produce. I'm saying you ain't trying to keep up. I'm saying you're not trying to keep yourself in accountability. So basically, what I'm saying, in order to produce, if you not, I'm saying, accurately moving. Accurate, I'm saying, getting rid of weeds. Accurately, I'm saying, getting a proper sunshine. Probably saying fellowshipping. They use sunshine for the form of energy. So if you're not constant inside of the presence of saints, and you're not constantly saying going to church, I'm saying something going to help you shine, something that can help you rejuvenate your energy, I'm saying you inside this pot, and eventually you're going to stop producing. And sometimes we can tell we ain't producing and we think we doing something wrong. God, what's going on? God, this going on and that going on and that going on. No, it's nothing. What's going on with them saying you're not producing because when you're not able to produce, you kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? I deal with plants all the time. If you have plants inside a pot, you know what I'm saying? If you don't take care of that plant, the surroundings, and keep that water good and moist, keep the weeds out there, you know what I'm saying, and get that plant enough room to grow. And then when it grow, you know what I'm saying, if you don't take out that pot, I'm saying, put it inside a container, all this stuff is all this stuff is a form of producing. And anything we do everything that's mission about, I'm saying, it can stop us from producing. And so God gives us a mind to get wealth. He gives us the mind to produce. So if we ain't producing, it's more than saying that somebody got better luck than me, either I'm going through a season or making excuses or because of this and because of that. No, sometimes you need to check your surroundings, you need to check your pot, you know what I'm saying, and see why ain't you producing? Why ain't you, know what I'm saying, why ain't you saying, why this ain't going on, I'm saying, why that ain't going, I'm saying, why, you got to investigate the situation. And sometimes it might take saying, you getting out the pot, maybe you outgrew your spot, I'm saying, and instead of you be potting You know what I'm saying? Getting out your pot and putting inside a new pot. I'm saying you kind of hold on to the pot you in already. I'm saying, and what you're doing, your roots don't got so deep and so strong so they can't breathe no more. So now the roots, I'm saying, can't breathe, it can't stretch, and what it's doing now is killing the plant. It's killing you. I'm saying it make you not being productive, or being prosperous, because it's not because of God don't curse you, or this or that. It's because your growth. You're not catering to the proper growth. A lot of times, like I'm saying, we found ourselves going with stuff, and I'm saying, probably first of all, it's not a God. I'm not one of the people that preach prosperity, but I want to make it out there to represent poverty. It's not a form of God, because the Bible declared that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness of. The Bible will declare symbolically, spiritually, however you want to read it. Come in Revelations. We say we're gonna walk on streets of gold. How about diamonds and sapphires and all these good old riches of the earth? You know what I'm saying? How we gonna walk on the streets of gold in heaven? You know what I'm saying? And then we can't have gold here on earth. You know what I'm saying? So again, probably, you know what I'm saying, I believe, it's my belief, how I feel, my interpretation of the Bible and scriptures is that I'm saying that if poverty is not a form of God, it's a form of sickness, it's part of a curse, you know what I'm saying? And the Bible declared that I'm blessed in the city, I'm blessed in the fields, I'm blessed when I go out, and I'm blessed when I come in. So if I'm blessed, I'm saying blessed means I have more than enough, I'm saying I have a right enough, I have a certain amount, I'm saying I'll be able to prosper, to be green, to be able to help the whole. So if you're poverty, I'm saying you always need the stuff, you need to check your pot. You know what I'm saying? You need to check to see what's going on, or what's going on around you, or what's inside your pot. I'm saying you need to put everything in capability, you know what I'm saying, to make it sound right. You were saying, well, I don't know how to do that. Or you kind of say, I don't know how to get my mind right. I don't know how to prosper. I don't know how to do better. I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but it seems like I can't get it right. I'm saying, check your pot. Sometimes you ain't careful to it. I learned too, saying by planting stuff and planting flowers and growing flowers and growing ferns and all stuff there. Yeah, sometimes you gotta check your pot, and you look real closely. You'll mess around, you'll see weeds inside the pot with your flower in, and so you got to remove the weeds, because what happens is that I'm saying the weeds, people are thinking the weeds shouldn't be inside the pot flower. If that pot for that flower pot, you kind of grow something, you kind of produce it, you kind of make it strong and be abundance of. So if you look inside the flower pot, you see, in fact, while you're planting down, you look inside your pot, you see like weeds growing, they all nice and strong. You know what I'm saying? And it flower down, because what happens is that sometimes, even in life, sometimes we got people in the midst of us that take from us. And sometimes in the same way in spiritual, we got people in the midst of us, I'm saying, to be feeding that we should not be trying to feed if we really trying to produce. You know what I'm saying? So that means that, man, you got a corn pot, and you're trying to grow this corn, this harvest is real good, and you got weeds that all brown, you got weeds all the side of this cornfield. And how your whole point of you being a corn is to make other corns around you prosper and grow together, or grow in unity, or grow to be strong. You see? But you got a place for corns, and you got some tomatoes over here, and some weeds over here, all over there. They're taken from your source. So you find yourself you find yourself saying giving to other sources. It take from your production. It become a hindrance, and it drain you, and you end up having a big old weed around you, and a little old you barely holding on with good leaves and stuff, because all your nutrients you giving to the weeds, or the weeds absorbing from you. Sometimes people can be the reason why we hold back. You know what I'm saying, let this mind be in you. You know what I'm saying, God give you the power to get wealth. I'm saying, and God give the power to get wealth, and God give you the mind to produce. I'm saying, and you're not producing, but everything else around you is producing, or some things around you producing, and you know that there shouldn't be there, but if they producing and you not, I'm saying, you know your food or your stuff is going to the wrong thing, the wrong source. I'm saying, you got to catch what I'm saying, the fault I'm saying, in order to delete certain things in life. Sometimes we're not producing as we should because we got things in our life, I'm saying, that should not be there. That means back to your flower pot. We got things in our flower pot that's growing with us that should not be growing. Sometimes we kind of hold on to stuff because we get. So sometimes I do this hold out too. I plant seeds a lot of stuff sometimes, and sometimes that we plant seeds and we start seeing sprouts, and what we planted, we don't see coming up, but we see other stuff, everything else growing inside of the pot, out of the cup, but what we actually planted. And what you got to do immediately is that, I'm saying, if you're a gardener, yeah, take that stuff out from around it, because you know what you want everybody to do good, you want everybody to grow. But if you're not where I planted my attentions to prosper for something or produce for something, instead of producing out of what I didn't plant, it's a problem. Because if I wanted that was producing to produce, I would have planted those seeds. But I reason I planted this type of seeds because I want this type of plant to come forth. So if your plant can come forth, everything come forth, but your plant that you have attention to growing, you know what I'm saying, you got to do some type of gardening. You got to get your little hoe and whatever, and get some gloves and just put stuff out, and you should separate. Sometimes we got to separate ourselves. And God give us, I'm saying, the power to get wealth. He gives us the mind to get wealth. I'm saying, He give us the thought pattern of how to produce. He gives a whole perfect alignment. He give us concept. He give us purpose. You know what I'm saying, anything outside the purpose or the concept, we know don't mix. We know don't mix. So God give us the power. He give us the mind to get wealth, to produce. God give us a mind to produce. We should produce in season and out of season. For a child of God, there's no such thing as in a time to produce. We should be always producing. Even if we don't be harvesting, we should produce. Producing, we should always be green flourishing. Now, the difference between flourishing and harvesting. The harvesting is that everything grows around us. You know what I'm saying, and it's like the seed don't caught root. You know what I'm saying, and it producing more seeds. You know what I'm saying, that's the harvest. The harvest comes like once a year. You know what I'm saying, but we should always produce. We should always be green. We all should be vibrant and healthy. We should always, I'm saying, be able to our limbs and our leaves, I'm saying, just like, you know, get all of the nutrients that it need to survive. You know, we should always produce. I'm saying, and if we're not producing, it's something like that in our pot. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta be careful too, where some type of things that produce, because you might think it's saying producing when it's illusion. It's not producing. It's something else that's blending in with what you think it should be. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you're careful. You have a plant, and everything that's green and pretty, but you look very closely, you see it's not the same plant. You know what I'm saying? We have it's something else in there growing too, and some of them saying have an issue with our producing because we got a lot of stuff growing around us. We entertaining too much company. We entertaining too many things. What be social media, like mixed media, something be entertaining too much things. It's some stuff going on around us until we don't know which. And we think we always in our season and we producing, we always there, and kind of find out saying you ain't grown nowhere. I'm saying you see this little thing in the ground still. You haven't even started sprouting yet. But you see you don't see illusions, anything that's around you growing, and you think it's you. Or you think you're part of the movement. I'm saying you ain't part of the movement. You almost deteriorated. You don't realize it. Like I said, I had one plant one time, and it was all big and pretty. And I was looking real close. I started going down there. The plant that I was growing when it was growing, it was day and dead. Yeah, day and dead. But what was growing was the weeds, all the extra stuff that shouldn't been there. That's a good thing too. I'm saying, that's another thing too. I'm saying you gotta be careful from this year. The wrong stuff ain't producing in life when we thinking we producing. So God gave you the power to get wealth. God give you power that He give you the mind. He give you the mind. You have the mind. He had made a way. I'm saying He gave you ideas and stuff. Sometimes we have ideas and we have formulas on how to put stuff together, and somebody falls by our fault. It haven't became that bad because we sleep on it. We stuff on it. We're not doing as we should do. So we ain't have done we should do. So we're not doing the right thing for us to be producers. Producer means that we almost there. You know what I'm saying? That we almost there. I'm saying, and be able to produce. In order to be a producer, in order to produce, you gotta be a producer. That means somebody be able to able to do the work. 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 So make sure I'm saying that we line up saying what Deuteromy 18 and realize that God give us the power to get rid of. He gives us a mind. God make us producers. So we're not being a producer or producing. Producing, saying that coming up with ideas, making stuff happen, making stuff saying, establish things saying we need to check ourselves. We need to go read Psalm 51, ask God to purge with His service saying, and change and give us a clean mind, not a clean mind, but a clean spirit, but a clean environment. Saying, let's pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we tell you, thank you, Lord God. I know I said a whole lot, Lord God. But Lord God, let me say something that touch somebody's mind, touch somebody's spirit, where somebody can get something out of something I said, Lord God. Lord God, I ain't the best talker sometimes, but Lord God, I just humbly say that you use me, Lord God. I ask you, God, to bless God and before, Lord God, bless people out there in TV land, Lord God. I'm saying, bless their thoughts, Lord God. God, bless their mind, Lord God. I'm saying, bless their family, Lord God. God, keep them, God, during this holiday season, Lord God. God, let we bound to the spirit of depression, Lord God, and we speak life, Lord God. We speak healing, Lord God. God, we speak prosperity, Lord God. Let your people that not be broke, Lord God. Let your people prosper, Lord God. Let your people get money, Lord God. Let them all have a good season, a good year, a good new year. God, you the best God never before, Lord God. God, we thank you and the best God for all things you have done, Lord God, and we trust you in things that you're going to do. Lord God, we thank you, Lord God. I don't know what I'm saying. Hope I touch somebody. I'm saying, hope somebody understands something. I know I talk fast sometimes, but I'm saying, but everything ain't for everybody. So hopefully that somebody or whoever it's meant for, they got it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I came from Deuteromy 8:18. You know what I'm saying? It's a Dr. Lamb, Joseph Lamb, simple Lamb with simple truth. See you next week on our broadcast. Be blessed.